You'll be a refreshing total positive for Andor, I believe.
Yes.
If I'm reading your Facebook
yes,
correctly.
I will be. Yeah. Did you see I called out Randy and then he did like some little Facebook thing. He's like, some people are being mean. I was like, fuck you, bitch. I've been on a podcast with you, a TV podcast where we critique each other in our opinions, and you're being all like butthurt, whiny bitch about this. What the fuck is that? Call me out directly if you have a problem with me saying that. I disagree with you about that, but don't be like, I just want to hate things. I was like, who the fuck is this? I was so mad at him about that.
Episode 411 of the TV Dudes, recorded November 16th, 2022. Changing locales. This week, we're talking about changing locales. There's new offices and some bigger moves in the Season 3 premiere of Mythic Quest on Apple+. There's mobster Dwight Manfredi moving to Oklahoma and Tulsa King on Paramount+. And there's Pawnee scout Eli Whipp moving from Oklahoma to Nebraska to join Lady Cornelia in the English on Prime. But before we get to all that, I'm Randy.
I'm Les.
I'm Nick. How you doing?
And we're the TV Dudes. Y'all, I came in all excited to talk about Andor. I got a whole thing prepped, but I guess you took care of that. I guess you had a big Andor segment last week.
Yep.
Yeah. Grant is surprisingly not a fan. I've never heard anyone. I thought I didn't like Star Wars, but Grant Davis hates Andor more than any human being I've ever heard on mic.
I was surprised.
Unfortunately, there's no way to go back last week and check my work there. I'm obviously telling the truth.
Guys, I do love that we're making fun of him for this, but also you realize Grant's never listening to this, right?
No, absolutely not. But like, there's an off chance it's so offensive to him personally that he'll feel the disturbance.
For those of you who are waiting for Andor to be my TV Diaries this week, no, I was lying. I'm a liar.
Okay, that brings up another thing Grant ruined for me last week.
Sure.
This one's. We have been calling it TV Diaries forever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
we have been talking about the dessert, and Grant was like, started throwing out. He's like, "Well, so what's the segment called?" And I think all of us, like you guys recording and me listening, just collectively slapped our heads of like, how did we miss this? We've been doing this for months, years.
I'm standing next to it for years. Yeah. Obviously, that's what we've always been calling it.
Mm-hmm. So we are officially renaming the TV Diary to the Appetizers.
Cool.
That means that Nick needs to make a new sound bumper for it. Congratulations.
Sticking with the same music and replacing one word.
And the homework will henceforth be referred to as the menu, and our main segment we called the TV dinner with its main course and side dishes. We'll see how long we stick with this. We will almost certainly keep calling it other names because we've been calling it that for years. But we're turning into the skid. I think this is a good
Well,
branding.
every time we talk about dessert, we always said, "Oh, we finished our TV dinner," and yet that never clicked in our minds.
It never clicked, not once. No. Yes, yeah. I'm pretty sure that Mythic Quest is going to be the half frozen brownie that we chip out of the pan.
This is still perfectly good.
This y'all have been slowly dragging us into being a B movie podcast, and I'm going to drag us back into being a food podcast somehow, which will be fun because Les doesn't really do that much in the way of food.
No, but I do a lot of B movies.
Les once told me he would take all of his intake, if he could, into a nutrient blandless, tasteless paste.
Yes, I have.
You know that thing in RoboCop where like they have
yeah, I would totally eat that paste.
That baby food stuff that tastes like, you know, that's what Les is waiting for, is the RoboCop formula.
But you hate people, but I love Soylent.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna slowly sneak in my my food, my places I eat into my appetizers until eventually we're half food podcast, half TV podcast, half B movie podcast, which makes three halves. I'm aware,
sure,
but I'm not good at math or.
We're the man bear pig of podcasts.
Yes.
Man bear pig.
Yes, exactly. All right. With that in mind, let's have some appetizers, guys.
The appetizers
of the Television Dudes. Brought to you by only the finest cocaine wine.
I'll go first because I've got a fair amount of stuff stored up here. I've got all of last week's stuff since I was out last week at a board game convention and played like 40 board games. Great. I went while I was in Dallas for this board game convention. I went to this place called Rodeo Goat. That is it's a burger place.
Oh, I got one of those one time, but the girl's teeth were very sharp.
No, that's a different thing, Nick. That's a different thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it's really good burgers, and every time I go, they do like they have the 2 burgers of the month that are like competing. Everybody orders it. There's like a vote tally going on. This time they were both spicy burgers. I didn't get them, but I did get their sugar burger, which is a burger with grilled peaches and candied bacon, and it was amazing.
Cool.
Yeah, that
It was
sounds
really good.
great. I would eat that.
I like that Randy paused to like wait for us to be disgusted by that, but we were both like, no, we're all trash people as well.
Yeah. No,
we'll
I
eat
just wanted
that.
to stay true to the prophecy that I was going to start talking about the food places in our appetizers.
It's like an immersion blender in a bowl. How do they serve this?
What I watched the last 2 episodes of Andor, which I'm enjoying. I don't think it's the best show on TV, and I think it's got real problems connected to the Star Wars universe. But Grant has decided that I hate it if I don't love it. Grant and others have decided that if I don't love Andor, that I hate Andor.
How
And
dare you, Randy?
It's really it is dragging down my appreciation for the show because I'm like, oh, that wasn't bad. And then I go on the internet and be like, this is brilliant. All of the Star Wars is total trash. And I'm like, oh, well, fuck this show. So the fans are not helping anything here.
Wait, so Star Wars fans aren't helping Star Wars?
I know. It sounds crazy.
Oh yeah, how's it feel to be on this side of it, Randy?
I don't like it. I've never liked it.
Yes. Let the hate flow through you.
I also watched 2 episodes of Avenue 5, which is continuing to be delightful. They brought a cannibal on board from a prison ship that they found, and then they found out he was a cannibal, and then they accidentally, because of a misunderstanding between a red and green switch, let slip the truth to all the passengers, which caused a riot, and now they're electing a dictator. It's amazing, y'all. This is the darkest fucking show on HBO.
Do we know yet where this fits into the Star Wars timeline?
I think it's just before Last Jedi.
Like they just revealed that like it turns out it is actually more parsecs than you realize between here and there.
I watched the last 3 episodes of The Patient, which was also dark. I think I ultimately come down to the side of it being a little unsatisfying. It's good performances, but as a story, even binging, I'm not sure I would have finished it out. I think having watched it all, if someone was like, "Oh, should I watch this?" I'd be like, you might want to watch some other stuff first.
It gets brutally sad at the end.
Yeah,
I think particularly if you have like lost a father recently or anything.
Yeah,
It was dark. It's fucking dark.
Yeah,
I still stand by. I would have enjoyed it a lot more binging in one run.
I think that's true, and I did. I binged.
I think I would have done it maybe 2 weeks. Like I'd have taken a break at some point. I'd have gone, oh fuck.
I think
this is sad, but I still would have done it faster.
This would have been a good one to drop 3 episodes at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Like 3 episodes, then 3 more, and then last 4. Like that's the way I would have done it. This whole either 1 episode a week or a binge all at once doesn't have to be all or none.
It's like the Cabinet of Curiosities thing. Like I am encouraging more shows to just get fucking weird with it.
Yeah.
Like do some odd drop things. Like if everybody's already given up on the like what's an hour. Like some things are 40 minutes, some things are an hour 10. Like whatever you need for the story, but they don't seem to be looking at the bigger arc of like, well, you know what? We're going to drop these 2 together. We're going to drop these next 3 together. We're going to drop 1. Like, if you did that for a little while, I would start to assume your show knows what the shit it's doing and is handing me the amount that like, hey, so we're going to give you 1 Breaking Bad episode this week. You should know enough by now to not ask us why.
Yeah.
We only gave you 1. Keep tissues nearby.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm not going to masturbate to Breaking Bad, Les. Yeah.
I meant after the masturbation, Randy, when you cry.
Oh, right. I watched a couple episodes, another episode of Star Trek Prodigy, which I like okay. It definitely feels very Nickelodeon, but there's stuff I like about it. I don't know. I'll keep watching it, but it's not grabbing the way Lower Decks
things are the
did.
fact that Star Trek is in its name.
Yeah, pretty much. And that what's her name, Janeway's in it because she's great. Kept up with Ghost, So Help Me Todd, Quantum Leap, which by the way, Les, The second half comes out in January.
Awesome.
We
I
have a
was
date
like,
for it.
man, that cannot possibly
No.
be. Okay, that makes
No,
more sense.
it's the halfway point in the season. I guess it's a 16 episode season because we live in a weird timeline now. But yeah, kept up with Ghosts. I talked about that. So I watched a couple of behind the scenes things on Disney Plus. They did that assembled She-Hulk. Watching that behind the scenes was fun. And then they did Director by Night, which is interesting because Michael Giacchino apparently has been. We always think he was a composer, but he's been making movies since he was like a kid. He's like a J.J. Abrams type. He did like Super 8 movies and all this shit with his like kid friends. They made a sci-fi movie that they showed bits of with his brother. And so his brother directed this documentary about him making his first movie, which is Werewolf by Night. And it's this love letter to his desire to make movies along with the behind the scenes making. It was so good. It was really interesting. And it made me like Giacchino even more.
I mean, Werewolf by Night remains my favorite thing Marvel's done in 5 years.
It was great.
Like it narrowly edged out She-Hulk out of nowhere.
I watched Weird, which I loved. And y'all went ahead and did the Patreon without me, so I can't talk about it. But I loved that. Their Madonna in particular was amazing. The recurring plot with Pablo Escobar killed me. And the bit of like that Eat It was in fact the original and Beat It was the parody.
From that moment forward, you knew that like, oh, okay, this isn't just going to be a parody. Like y'all are going off the rails.
Yeah,
that fucking nobody from Jackson 5.
Yeah. Like, no, man. Now it's just a Beat It jacket.
Yeah, man. I loved it. I loved all the guest appearances. So many different people in it. It was great. It's the best thing Roku's ever done, which is to say the only thing Roku's ever done because everything they've got is just quote Quibi. But still, worth stealing your friend's Roku to watch. I started watching Star Trek Deep Space Nine with Megan because she's seen a lot of it. I have not seen. I've seen scattered bits of it when it was first on, but I'm doing a whole. We started to do a watch through, and I watched the first 6 episodes, and man, Deep Space Nine is pretty good. Like from the outset, it's pretty good.
Yeah, Cisco's great.
I was struck by how much Miles O'Brien is the lead of the show early on. Like it is all about being blue collar in space and how much it sucks. And how bad this station is, and how O'Brien keeps having to be the guy who's like, there's the episode I just watched where basically everybody's like trying to go to fix the replicator so the coffee will taste right, and he's just the most put upon guy. He's like the only guy fixing every replicator on the station, and it very much does feel like fix the replicator, Cinderella. It's great. It's amazing. I watched Patriot Games and Clear and Present Danger because Megan had never seen them. And something about, she was listening to a podcast about the Iran-Contra, and I'm like, oh, have you ever seen this? And so we watched those. Man, those movies are so good. They're just pretty much great adaptations of Tom Clancy stuff. And some of the best things Harrison Ford's ever done, I think, honestly. Really enjoyed that. I watched the rest of the third season of Good Place. I watched some of season 1 of Gilmore Girls, which is one of Megan's comfort food shows, which I appreciate, but I don't know if I like it yet. But I'm getting to the point where I'm like, okay, I kind of want to watch more of this now. I watched the last 2 episodes of Atlanta, which I can't wait to talk about when you guys catch up to it. I thought the finale was brilliant and amazing, and it's such a good show. I'm sad that it's gone, but they really went out strong, and I almost want to immediately go back and watch all 4 seasons in a row. I watched Enola Holmes 2 over on Netflix, which I really enjoyed.
I'm looking forward to that. I like the first one.
I saw Wakanda Forever in the theater, and I believe that is my entire TV Diaries. A lot of stuff. Not TV Diaries, all the appetizers.
Yep.
Charcuterie board of TV.
I will not fix that in post. You're going to have to learn.
Yes.
I know.
Charcuterie. Have we seen that, Nick?
No, but it definitely sounds like something that should go in our notebook.
It does. What about y'all? What did you watch?
Well, I've kept up with Winchesters, which remains supernatural light, with a bigger team, and it's fun. I've also been watching White Collar as my kind of background show, doing laundry, messing around the house. I think, God, that's a charming show. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Parks and Rec, of course. I've kept up with So Help Me Todd, which I think they've taken a No, I don't know. I don't know how long they've gotten the season. Hopefully, they're not taking a long mid-season break or anything. Really enjoying that show. Like, we say this every time. Like, it's fine, and then the cast makes it really good. So,
Yeah.
White Lotus season 2. I think I like even more than season 1. It's just great. I don't often want to go in for a show where the humans are the monsters and there's not going to be anything supernatural. It's just about people being shitty in relationships. But when I do, it's Mike White's White Lotus. Nick and I have kept up with Chucky, the best show on television. Fight me.
Champions. Every single episode, champions.
Fight my army of
everyone.
Chuckies.
I gotta tell you, last week I really enjoyed Grant talking about the wonders of Andor, and then y'all talking to him about the wonders of Chucky, and you both
Yes.
were confused about each other's story.
Oh yes, absolutely. I'm sure we won Grant over on Chucky.
Yes, he's definitely gonna watch
watching Chucky. I because it's on Paramount Plus now. I watched Smile last night.
Heard rough stuff about that one.
It is an amazing monster design and a genuinely creepy fucking movie. It's like somebody read the script and went, "Oh, elevated horror," and the director went, "The fuck it is," and threw 12 more jump scares in. Like, this movie, like somebody's back there with a highlighter and like checking off horror movie tropes out of a manual. How many times can you roll the camera over and have the world go topsy-turvy? And like, how many times can you have a loud music sting or a fucked up creature effect? The thing is, that shit works. Like, it you may not like an internal combustion. You turn it over, it's gonna fucking roar. So I kept getting mad at it, but then also it like, God damn it, stop though. But then by the end of it, it gets into genuinely creepy, like It Follows kind of territory. And that was cool. Also, I just did not expect it to hit a, like, maybe not quite the ritual, but like, wow, I really like that monster. Damn. Didn't expect it. About halfway through, I was like, oh, this is gonna be one of those horror movies that just shows me a shadow of this fucking thing. Nope. Fuck. Saw that in my sleep last night. That's fucking great. So yeah, I enjoyed it. For fucking free on Paramount Plus. If you can make it through the opening 15 minutes of 25 jump scares, I know they don't beat the record Midnight Club set, but they've got to be trying, man. It's really a lot. And then Nick and I watched just Uninvited, which is a fantastic movie about a mutant cat. I'll let Nick talk about.
Sure. Before I talk about that, though, Les, we got to go back to your description of Chucky, because nowhere in it did you mention the Marlon Brando Chucky.
Oh my God, that's right. No, they have a bald Chucky now, the Colonel, and it's not just that they're doing a Kurtz Brando thing. It is Brad Dourif doing Chucky, doing Kurtz. Like, it takes on the same insane accent thing as like when Hugh Laurie does an American doing a bad British accent. Like, you can tell it's Chucky doing Kurtz in Apocalypse Now.
It's not Brad Dourif doing Brando. It's much more. It's more layered.
It's more layered than that. That is insane. Just absolutely insane.
Fucking insane Apocalypse Now Chucky wearing ears of other Chuckies around his neck.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Insanity, we also watched UHF because of watching Weird, which I saw in the theater when it first came out, and then wholesale disagreed with Roger Ebert about that. That is a fantastic movie that I love. Shot partly in Tulsa, and yeah, just absolutely fucking love it. So I made Nick watch that shit.
That was the most Les movie I've seen in a while.
You're so stupid.
It's one of those where I'm like, oh, Les and I aren't exactly the same person, separated by 10 years. Because in the middle of it, like, some of it's working, but also some of it is really not. Like, what's his face, Kramer, is playing basically a simple Jack character throughout the whole thing that is very hit and miss. Yeah,
Stanley Spadowski. Though when he makes a kid drink from the fire hose is a cinematic moment that I'm glad we got. You found the marble in the oatmeal. You get to drink from the fire hose.
Yeah. And of course, yeah, we did watch Uninvited, which was on Shudder for a while, and me and Les, sometimes we keep things off to the side of like, no, we can't. That's obviously going to be gold, so and we need to earn it. So because we did a lot of work on Henshin, and we got fully funded last week, so we decided to treat ourselves. Like, okay, we've been putting off uninvited. It's like a nice wine or a champagne.
Yes.
It's like, no, you can't just crack the cork on it whenever. It has to be a special occasion. And oh my goodness. I love that in the poster, the thumbnail, the cat is black on the cover. And in the movie, it is an orange tabby cat.
It's just a normal orange tabby cat. Randy, I cannot express enough that every time they cut back to the monster in this movie, it is just a house cat.
It is a cat.
Every fucking time.
They're doing the Michael Myers like piano.
Oh man,
trill.
there's musical stings. Like everything else about the shot screams that you should be scared, and it's just a cat walking at normal speed. Not even zoomies.
Not even fast, just casually go down. And then of course the monster is it took us a while to figure it out because they can't really afford to show the effect, but the cat is throwing up a smaller but yet somehow larger
smaller,
cat.
meaner, wet cat.
And then it goes back inside the carcass of the other cat.
Yeah. Which is basically just a visible, like seems visible piece of carpet made into like an oven mitt with a stuffed cat face on the front.
Mm-hmm.
You know that I don't understand most of what you guys watch or why, right? You understand that I am utterly confused by what y'all spend your time on.
This movie is it George Kennedy?
Oh wow. Okay.
When you think like Naked Gun brought his career back, but from where? From Uninvited.
Here. Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
Just cinematic, like, but where was it beforehand? Well,
like what?
Here's where it was.
If you've ever wondered, like, what could Naked Gun have pulled you up from?
Oh yeah, and it's very Killer Shrews, as the cat is crazy poisonous.
Oh yeah, because there's no other way that this thing is even possibly deadly.
And they, of course, tell that from the sextant they use as a microscope to see things at the cellular level.
Oh man, that is a brilliant bit of monster movie science. They break out the sextant on this boat that they're trapped on with this cat, and they like just set it up on a table and just use it as a microscope. Like Nick and I are going, man, I really don't want to nitpick any science in this movie at all, but also that's phenomenally dumb even in the context of what we're doing here.
That's just not how that works, I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm not
pretty
a scientist.
Sure I would be.
I'm not a sailor.
Please correct me if I am wrong.
I'm pretty sure that is not how a sextant works.
Are sailors just too busy? Have we always had microscopes?
I watched My Hero Academia in, constant preparation for whenever we're going to do it. Promising for like half a year now. And I watched Dread. Just rewatched that. It was on Paramount or somewhere. I don't know. And I just popped it on. No real reason. Just really like that movie. And I watched a little something called Cop Shop. I was telling Les about, which is a Frank Grillo, Gerard Butler movie.
Ooh, that's not good. That doesn't sound good.
Well, there's a reason you haven't heard of it.
Like, I like Frank Grillo in some stuff, but Frank Grillo has also made some really forgettable movies, and you throw in Gerard Butler, who has mostly made forgettable
I have a hard time remembering
like,
his whole name. Like, I don't know what it is about Gerard. He's not the same as Sam Worthington and Jai Courtney.
Dare you dismiss the likes of Den of Thieves?
Do you know why? Do you know why you have trouble remembering it? Because you fall asleep halfway through saying Gerard Butler. Halfway through, your brain goes to sleep. It's like, oh, we don't need to know this. That's it.
Yeah, that's why I affectionately refer to him as Jerry B.
So you're saying Cop Shop is not something I should run right out and watch?
No, Les should, because it's a Les movie.
Oh, okay, got it.
Because it's more interesting in what it tries to do rather than what it accomplishes.
Okay, got it. All right, is that our appetizer wrap up for the week?
Yes.
Yep.
So this is a good place to remind you that you can support us by going over to patreon.com/tvdudes. Throw us a buck an episode. In exchange, we get to keep up with our streaming services, pay for our hosting costs, and you get bonus content each week. This week, we're going to talk about board games, as we decided just a little while ago. We also have our $20 showrunner level, so if there are shows you want us to throw into the rotation, you can buy it at that level, give us a couple of ideas. We are coming up at the end of the year. My Hero Academia is on the slate for next week. I believe we have one more that may have to scoot into next year just because our timeline is getting short. But yeah, you can always throw some stuff at us. We're trying to keep up, but there's stuff that might slip through the cracks. All right, let us go and have our TV dinner, and let's start with the main course, and that is Mythic Quest, returning for its 3rd season. And I got to be honest, guys, I thought this was going to be more of the F. Mary Abraham renaissance.
Oh,
I
Les,
did too.
When you texted me, because I watched it before Les, and
yeah.
Even before Les watched 1 second of it, he texted me, because I know how plot lines work and how good F. Murray Abraham's career is going lately. I feel like something horrible is about to happen to that man.
Thankfully, I'm glad it just happened to him on Mythic Quest and not like the universe, because
life.
like if anybody's actually scripting the real world, which clearly by the last 10 years they are not.
No one's running it.
This is no one's running this. But if anyone were scripting this, like F. Murray Abraham's having a hell of a fucking run, man. Like this feels like, oh, you just made me fall in love with this character. Oh shit.
Yep.
Well, he's not even in the episode, but yet he kind of is, which is
he
kind
just
of
looms
really cool.
over it. Yeah. Quite literally.
Well, yeah, they so I think the new status quo for everyone, they keep doing this, and I think it's working. Like the testers having moved and come back, and that one of my favorite bits, I will always love Jo. She's my favorite thing in this show. She is a total psychopath. She is going to be running that office at someday and running it like a gulag. I know that.
Oh, when she discovers the testers, Jesus.
Yeah, but when she
sniffs them.
Yes.
Oh, you even smell the same.
When they've been pulled over by the cop, and she's like, give the phone to him. I was like, she's like, that was some Illuminati shit.
All right, let's just never mention this again.
And we will never, and yeah, they were all like, let's never mention this again. We will never know what she said to that cop.
No.
They didn't get a ticket. They didn't get anything. The cop just said, go.
Yeah. I as soon as she came on screen, I messaged Nick of like, oh my God, every time I see this show, I remember again, like the scary crush that I have on Jo.
Yeah.
Like as like she feels like the crush I had for Lindsay.
I was gonna make that same comparison. Yes.
But that feels like remember the nicer days? Like remember the 90s when things were like we thought we had problems. And then like for 2022, here's Jo.
Yeah.
Like did Lindsay did you know that Lindsay would fuck your life up? Because Jo will burn it down.
Yeah. Like Lindsay will probably stab me and burn me my life in other ways. But
I might back into Lindsay's knife.
But Lindsay will try and convince you that it was your fault.
Yeah,
Jo will relish in knowing that she did this to you.
Yeah, Jo's gonna look you dead in the eye while she just stabs the shit out of you.
Jo will sign it, and she will ruin your credit, and you will never recover from it. Yeah,
man, and I'm kind of into it.
She is amazing every moment when she's behind David in the meeting.
Yes,
in every scene she just steals it, and of course her shit with Brad.
Yes,
and him clearly like I loved that power move last season of like sending himself to jail to up his rep.
Yep. And getting himself out in the same way.
Yeah.
But what is his angle here? What is this fucking...
I don't know.
But I love that he's just sowing chaos.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love Ian and Poppy together because they are both narcissists in their own way, but in completely opposite ways.
Mm-hmm.
They're the worst people in the world, which makes them the best friends of each other.
Yeah. Yes. But also they hate each other.
You forget how awful they are to other people, like, because when the tester that's now trying to work for them.
Yeah.
Oh God, that whole thing.
Then the other one that comes in like, who are you? No, I worked here for years. Like, no, it's like, this is my girlfriend. Oh, okay. Hey, hey, Dana. Fuck you.
Like I thought you started next Friday. Is it? It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
And I love that keeps happening like over and over.
Whatever,
people walk
weekend.
up and like, I've been standing here for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You don't turn your head.
Yes. Yeah.
Because Poppy is the programmer. She's the coder. She's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Ian has kind of done his thing of coming up with the ideas for whatever Hera is. I'm still not 100% sure what it is, but
By the way, I got secondary anxiety from her turning down the fucking money. I was like, you did what?
Oh my god. Yeah.
You turned down $50 million? No. Actually, they countered with 60, so 60. I turned that down. I turned it 60.
Yeah, of course, Ian being about NFTs and the metaverse and all that shit is hilarious.
It's perfect.
Well, his power move of having himself up on the wall with Mother Teresa and all those other people, only to fuck with Poppy's mind by turning her around like, now do you think you belong on that wall, and seeing Poppy's picture? I was like, you unbelievable. Like, you had this, how long have you had this speech planned of like walking her down this thing?
Yeah.
And I love that she does it to him later. Like she like taps something on her keyboard and then walks him into the hallway and has her
she
whole
puts
setup.
What's her name? Like
oh yeah. Oh god, when he says that line and then she has it queued up because she knew there was no way he got through this conversation without saying the Theranos line.
They agree immediately. Oh no. Okay, so I'm gonna go to jail and you're gonna die penniless. It's like, oh, I don't want to die penniless.
So
okay, we gotta figure this out.
Yeah, okay, we gotta work. Yeah, I love that it works of like, shit, I don't want to go to jail.
And then there was CW, which, by the way, I was not prepared for. I thought he was still going to be in the show.
Me either.
And so when they get out there and he starts reading the letter, I'm like, oh shit, he's not even in the show anymore.
Them constantly asking David questions.
Yes.
Like,
I am discovering this.
I'm reading it in the moment
at
the same time.
You saw it get handed to me.
Well, is there more? Let's find out.
Yeah, that was great. I really thought, I mean, he's killing it on White Lotus right now. Like, I really thought he was going to be in this.
Well, also they have that Mythic Quest screen on the behind them the entire speech. And I was like, okay, he's going to pop up at the end of that.
I was waiting for it. Yeah.
Like, I wanted to see if any of you cried. Yeah.
Nope. He's like, oh, now he's timed it so that his satellite will be swishing across the sky.
That was slick. That was so cool.
Yep.
But the thing that clinched that first episode for me, though, guys, was at the very end where they go to their new offices. They go into the elevator. They go down like a floor, get out, and it's the offices. I was like,
and they've just had the walking around like it's been so long. I mean, it seems smaller now, right? Like they haven't been here in a year.
Because you can buy that they be in the same building and have not seen these people for a year.
Yes. I absolutely believe that this is the first time that they've been to the offices in a year, but also they are one floor away.
They are one.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, I also that they're the only two people in that monster fucking.
Oh
floor.
yeah, that is a nightmare. That's Severance level nightmare.
Yeah, or Grandma's Boy. Like, I'm gonna get the robot leg operation.
Yeah, this show's a delight. I'm glad it's back. I wonder what the standalone will be this season because their standalones are always amazing. I'm so happy to have it back. I wonder if they'll keep dropping 2 episodes a week. Probably not. Who knows? But
I don't think so. But I mean,
that'll be the standalone.
Again, also, I just enjoy that Poppy. We only think is the sane one because she goes up against Ian, who talks in weird speak.
Yeah.
And then, but when she interacts with anyone else, like, oh no, you're an insane sociopath.
Oh right, you're crazy. Too. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I could help you. I guess if you want to shove Skittles in my mouth, that's like, that's not the job I'm here for. You just sent me to school for a year. It would take me longer to teach you this
than just for it to do it myself. But her scrounging those ice cream sandwiches, like,
oh god,
I tried to put them in the bottom, but she smelled them. She starts to lick her arm like an animal.
But she's being like a cat. Yeah, being like a cat, being like a lion.
All right.
Yeah, great show.
Let's move over to our side dishes and let's talk about Tulsa King. This was a surprise.
Yeah. The first surprise was Stallone's narration at the opener. He sounds like Mike Ehrlentraut took maybe with a mild concussion.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably true.
But I'd never put together that, like, oh my god, or like if both of those were animated characters, this would have been the moment where I'd go, holy crap, is SpongeBob the same voice actor as like, are these both Tom Kenny? Like, yeah. Like, is Mike Ehrlentraut, has he been Stallone the whole time? Is this like Fred Savage, greatest actor of our time?
I don't remember. Have y'all watched any Taylor Sheridan shows? Have y'all watched any of Yellowstone or 1883 or?
I've not seen 1883. I've seen some of Yellowstone.
I have not, but I do. I was made aware of it the other day of how like that's the most popular show on TV apparently, or like one of the most like Yellowstone is like the most watched on cable or whatever. Like just
yeah.
My mom loves Yellowstone. I've seen
which
some
is
of
weird
it.
because I was like, I don't know anything about this show.
It's Kevin
I don't know
Costner,
anyone
modern
who watches
western.
it.
Yeah, modern western basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Westerns aren't. We'll discuss in a minute on the English. Like westerns aren't particularly my thing, and so I know Sheridan's been crushing it on those shows, but westerns just in any era, westerns generally aren't my thing.
Well, I like westerns okay, but something about Yellowstone and I just it hasn't grabbed me. I made a point of it, and so I think TV wise, this is the first Taylor Sheridan thing I've seen. But I'd forgotten he also wrote Hell or High Water, which I really enjoyed.
Did he do the Jeremy Renner gang? Was that also him?
He watched that Mayor of Kingstown, which was one of my skip weeks. I did not see that.
Yeah, it was all right. It wasn't quite like it wasn't bad, but it didn't quite grab me. This is the best he's done for me.
This is a great pilot. Like I messaged you guys in the chat, and I was like, this reminds me of Get Shorty a little bit more serious. Not that it's like direly serious, but it's not quite as light as Get Shorty.
Oh no, Get Shorty has a level of absurdism and like this
and
is
Hollywood,
more serious,
the Hollywood meta stuff, yeah.
But also there's an underlying thing of like, but it's Tulsa, so like
yeah. I love that basically they start off with him just like he's been in prison for 25 years. He went there to protect the capo's kid, and now they do not appreciate that at all.
That whole negotiation scene was great. I really dug. From the like, don't stand fucking behind me.
Don't stand behind me.
Yeah, I've been in prison. Do you know what happens when people stand behind you?
Yeah, there was that moment, and there was a moment when he checks into the motel where he gets his room situated, and then he's standing there with the door open. Like, he has the door open the whole time that he's setting his room up. And I was like, that's really weird that you left the motel. No, it's not.
Yeah. They really sell him as a guy who went to prison for 25 years. And also that he's 75 years old. He went to prison when he was 50.
Stallone is actually 76. Yeah. And honestly, I'm stunned. I can't believe that.
I mean, because Dana Delaney, right? She's like, I would have put you in high 50s, and I'm the same. Like,
hard 55. Like, it's the hard.
I love that they have to like they show that the mob makes this promise all the time, right? To like, oh, we're gonna take care of you, and we'll after you get out. But rarely do they ever have to like fulfill on that promise.
Who would think in 25 years Stallone's gonna still be a dude that's like, so give me back my turf?
Yeah,
but he
is.
Yeah,
and
but
he drops that schmuck. Oh, the kid that's trying to look hard through that. whole
meeting.
No,
the kid that tries to mouth off to him of like, that's a capo, not to fucking me.
Through the whole meeting, he's got the like trying to look tough, and then Stallone just he does that twice.
He clocks him and he just knocks his ass unconscious one shot. Like
the bar they go into, the bread to buck, whatever, like, even though they don't really turn up, like, the bartender keeps turning up, but the two guys he buys bourbons for, even that's a fun interchange. But I really like the side characters. I like Delaney, and of course, the twist with her is of course,
oh, that was so fucking good.
What is it, the age gap? No, this is an age canyon.
This is an age canyon. I'm I don't even know your name. That's probably good.
That's probably for the best.
Tyson that he hires.
Man, Sheridan's dialogue is sharp.
Yeah.
Like, I love the dialogue in this.
I love the kid he hires that just keeps looking at him like, man, are you fucking with me?
Yeah.
Because he knows some stuff, and yet, I do like the writing level here of some stuff he picks up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And some stuff just doesn't. Yeah.
Because he's not like an old man of like, what's an Uber? Like, he gets that an Uber is a taxi service and like gets the app and is like, okay, I just need to learn that.
Yeah. But I love when he first does that exchange with the clerk where she's like, well, no, we don't have Uber. It's on my phone. He's like, he gives the cash. He's like, call me an Uber.
Do you have the app on your phone? Yes. Here, why don't you call me an Uber?
It's a fucking taxi. He doesn't care.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to like him.
Because I kept saying, it was like, is she really? I mean, she could stand there and explain to him that that's actually really difficult to do.
Yeah.
Like there's a good chance your Uber driver will not.
Yeah, will
let
not take
you in.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
you shouldn't.
For that amount of money, I'm betting she's willing to wait outside and say,
and
like,
you can see the look on her face of like, okay.
Well, the other thing is like, I am sure that what happened is the Uber driver got there and was like, "Hey, you're not my fare," and he handed him $100.
Right?
Sure. Like, I'm sure that's what happens.
Shut up. I'm Helen.
That's the thing I loved about this is like this guy.
You look like a Helen.
He's out of prison for like a week, and he is already so in control. He goes to Tulsa after being fucked this way, and he's like, "Okay, well, I'll just earn." So he walks into a place, immediately has cash, starts buying stuff. Like he has got the town wired within days.
And talking about casting going great, fucking Martin Starr, who
Oh,
is
yeah.
a gem every time he
Yes.
turns up anywhere,
Yes.
but him having to get his head around the like protection from what? Like from gangs. There's no crime until you. Man, I don't want to do this.
Like, well, Stallone is kind of like, no, I have to say this right, but you're paying protection from me.
From
That's
me.
how
I'm protecting you from me.
It's a racket.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
I think he even says, don't make me be a dick about this.
right.
Yeah, he does.
Like,
yeah.
I don't want to crush your foot. You don't want me to crush your foot? Just hand me the cash, man. That's really all you're going to take? Yeah.
He was sent here to take over, so that's what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Like, okay, and then he just assumes that there must be someone running, and I think they showed in a teaser in the next episode, they deal with some pot farmers that are more like, I think, what he's ready to deal with.
There's going to be some cornbread mafia eventually.
For sure.
Like, Oklahoma's not without crime.
But right now, he's like the lion in a bunch of sheep. Like, no one is equipped to deal with him.
Well,
None
I like
at
that
all.
he's not about bullshit of like if they had said you're gone to exile but not try to sugarcoat it and treat it like a gift for him, I'm sure he might have gone like, okay, sure.
Yeah, he's like, no, I get that, I'm a threat to you. Yeah.
If they had just admitted that you're kind of a threat now and we need you out of the way and out of sight, then I think he would have gone with it rather than this bullshit of like, no, don't piss on me and tell me it's raining.
No, I mean, like I've lived in Tulsa. It is the best city in Oklahoma, but don't sell anyone on it. I mean, God,
come on, man.
It is fucking weird to see it on my television, though.
Yeah.
Same with watching Res Dogs and going, Jesus Christ, that is actually like Southern Oklahoma. Fuck. In the same way, like seeing that driller and everything. Yeah, like seeing clips of real Tulsa is hilarious.
That's something else, by the way, to talk about this. Visually, this show is beautiful. Like, it reminds me of some of what Breaking Bad and some of those things did for New Mexico.
Yeah.
Like, it's stunning. Like, it gives you a real sense of place. Everything from the clothes to the backdrops, everything looks great. Like, they did a really good job of making, and not like Hollywood great. Like, not everybody's like not super attractive. It's not all like flashy. No, it looks lived in and real.
No, when he goes into the dispensary, like. Yeah. Both the kids working behind the counter and then that guard, Randy, or is it Randy or Fred, something like that?
Freddie.
Yes. Freddie.
Fred, yeah.
It like, man.
Hey, you got a tire iron? Never mind, I'll just use this.
Yeah. I also, the girl going, I am way too high for this. Can I just wait this out over here?
Can I just wait this out? I love that I like that water bottle. Yeah, it's got blood on it. You don't want it.
No, it's got blood. You don't want that back. It's got blood all over it.
I also liked the bit where he sends the kid to buy the Navigator.
Oh, yes.
And he has to go in and deal with this racist fuck and just has no patience for it.
Well, but when he says it, he's like, take me there. There's no question in your mind of like, well, I know what's about to happen.
You know what's about to happen.
I'm about to fix this. Yeah.
But I also love when he hits the guy and the guy is just dumbfounded. He's like, I'm going to call the police. He's like, oh, let me hand you the phone.
Oh, yeah. You know he's going to hit him. And then his last line in the room, this was unnecessary.
Yeah.
I mean, that kid walked in with more than enough cash to buy that Navigator, and you should have just sold him the car, dude.
Yep. Yeah.
And I liked his explanation of like, but he's scared of the wrong thing. Like, he's scared of you, but not of me.
I'm the one he's scared of. You're just some random dude. I'm the fucking threat.
Yeah, Tyson wasn't going to reach across the desk.
Well, I love that he hires Tyson right off the bat of like, you are now the person I've known for like 3 hours. So you're the person I know best around here.
Yep.
Yeah.
You are now my driver.
Though that kid's got to be sitting there thinking, I've seen Collateral. Fuck.
I don't know, man. Like for me, I'd be like running that shitty like cab.
Oh, what are you doing
like,
in Tulsa? Come on now.
Well, that's the thing. It's like he went from the shitty cab service to all of a sudden he's driving a Lincoln Navigator for $2,000 a week.
That lady that spritzes with holy water.
Right. He asks him like just take me where someone won't give me any shit. And he takes him to that shitty motel. Like, hey, why am I not staying at the nicest motel? Because you said take you to the motel where they will give you the least amount of shit.
Yeah,
that's
where they
not
will
the
bust
same.
your balls.
That's not the same as the nice hotel.
I took you to a place where no one will ask any questions about anything.
That's also the thing I kind of like is that I think that's why it's such a good deal for Tyson is that Manfredi is like, he's not a Darth Vader type. He's not like, going to beat you to death because you took him to the wrong hotel. He's like, oh no, that makes sense. Yeah. But now take me to the good hotel. Yeah.
He'll give you a chance to fix it. I think it's really just the idea of disrespect or like, look, just don't make me do this.
Yeah, don't
Jerking
make
him
me do
around.
this. I can be as violent as I need to be, but I don't
Yeah.
want to be. Yeah. And also, man, fucking Stallone, I just want to say it again, looks fucking amazing for 76.
Damn. He's
Yeah. And this really hits his speed. Like
Yeah.
I forget sometimes that like because there are only certain roles that I'm ever going to want to watch Stallone do.
Yeah.
It's easy to think that he's not a good actor, and I
Mhm.
realize this man has won awards for Rocky and shit, but
Yeah.
but like it every once in a while, like you see him in the role like Rocky or something, where like,
Yep.
oh, this is your wheelhouse. You may be the best at this on the planet. That's great.
Right.
Like, he's not
Yeah.
the best get shorty on the planet, but
No.
he is much better at it than I expected. I really enjoyed the pilot.
I love Demolition Man, but I forget that Copland also
well,
exists.
he's
Right.
also playing an arrogant dude that is will do anything to get his way,
Yeah, well, okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. That's fair.
which is I feel like probably not too hard for him to get in the
Not
skin of that
super
character.
well.
A
Yeah.
wealthy man out of violent man out of time who
Yes.
I wasn't even sure I was going to watch this, and now I'm almost certain it's going on my weekly rotation.
I'm almost
I
certainly
might
be
have
watching
to.
this.
Like, I liked it that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go, turn it up, let it start. From block to block, we snatching hearts and jacking more. And the punk police can't fake me. We can have peace someday, G. But right now I got my mind set up. Looking down the barrel of a nine, get up. Cause it's time to make the payback back. To my brothers in the block, better stay strapped. Black and accept no substitutes. I bring truth to the youth, to the roof of the whole scoop. Oh no, I won't turn the other cheek. Case you can't see, that's why we burn the other week. Now we got him in the smash, blast. Along with the last, to the pro getting more cash. Until then, raise up, till my young black men blaze up. Like some
All right, let's jump over and let's talk about our last side dish of the week, and that is the English over on Prime, which, Nick, I think you skipped this one.
I told you I can't. You saying it makes me drowsy.
I mean, it's on Prime, it's Emily Blunt, and I get it.
You were saying the names in the intro,
Yes,
and I swear
yeah.
to God, it was the most British thing. Of like, what was the name?
Lady Cornelia and Eli
Oh my
Whipp.
God!
Yes.
So, but this is
It also has Toby Jones
it has Toby Jones for one
for a minute.
episode. Yeah. And same with Ciarán Hinds. They're both credited, and I'm like, both those guys are gone now.
Oh, they're fucking dead.
But I wasn't sure about this, and I started watching it. Les mentioned in the chat, he's like, "It's nice to see a Western that realizes there's colors besides brown," and it is that. It looks everything
looks gorgeous.
everything Prime does looks really good,
Yeah,
and I'm starting to
the
wonder if
shots
that's
of
the
this are
issue.
No,
fucking
because they
fantastic.
have the money behind it. They have the money to make the thing. It's just that for whatever
But
reason.
Yeah, like this show really gets across this Western idea of like there's nothing for miles, and then
Yes.
like one shitty wooden building.
Yeah,
Nothing.
Yeah, I think that someone I still want to know what mysterious executive it is. Maybe it's a whole bunch of them. Maybe it's like the ISB grouping in Andor. They all sit around. It's a bunch of stony faced white guys. But there's something about it. Like they always get how beautiful it's supposed to look, but no one is like, hey, what if we also made it interesting? That
Yes.
said, the English is not uninteresting as a pilot. It's got, I think, from moment to moment, there's the whole episodes doesn't grab me, but there's moments that are super compelling. When Toby Jones and the lead, whose name I don't know, who's a new guy, when they are
Yeah.
facing off with the outlaws, and he's got his little trick guns in his stagecoach.
Yes.
That's
yeah.
a great
That
scene.
whole setup is great. Their whole exchange of leading up, like even him getting mad at like, do you see those people? Yeah, I saw them a while ago. Man, why do you people always got to see everything first?
Yep.
Maybe I
Man.
saw it and just didn't say anything.
It
Like
took me
he
a
gets,
minute.
it's
It took me a minute to recognize Toby Jones because he's always
Yeah.
so proper and British and or clipped, and this was just like he's a stagecoach driver.
there's some. So the setup of it is Emily Blunt's son has been killed in the New World, and she has come over from England to kill the son of a bitch who did it. Like
Yeah.
she's planning to go full Unforgiven, but she
she's
is
a lady.
really
She doesn't
just a
have the-
lady with a
Yeah.
bag of money in the West.
Yeah.
And like her just screaming and bitching about like, is everybody in this country either a killer or a thief?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, and she's
and-
not wrong. Like everybody she's met,
And our other lead is a Pawnee scout
who's worked with the U.S. the Union, and so
but
yeah.
he decided to come back to Nebraska where he's not. There's a great line from his guy he's with in the Corps.
Yeah, saying bye.
Who's like, he's like, out here, you're one of us, but out there, you're one of them. And he's immediately just discovered that the band, he's just another Indian for them to kill. That's
even
all
in
he
his
is
jacket
now.
and everything, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's like the drop is immediate, and also he's burned bridges with
Every
other
other
natives.
tribe, yeah.
But he already doesn't seem to care about that. I was shocked by how much I was like, his story was cool and better set up than I thought it would be, and her idiocy of traveling around, and about the time that my brain was like, the show doesn't make any sense. How is she traveling with that money? And then you realize the guy she's hunting to kill knows she's coming and wants her to bring the money.
Yeah.
He has no fear of her at all.
No.
And has been, and I think Ciaran Hinds even says, like, we intervened twice to keep you alive.
Yeah.
So that you'd make it all the way here.
Yeah.
Like, you should have died in New Orleans, lady. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
And like we have, and so it was like, I like the idea of like the dude she's hunting has basically provided safe, like the lion has given you safe passage.
Yeah.
To come be eaten.
I think there's also an interesting thing about outsiders here, because she's an outsider, he's an outsider. The family that they sort of find later are outsiders, and they're doing some interesting stuff here.
The most interesting moment in the first episode for me, and I think for the male lead as well, Whipp, is she's in a bad position. She's going to get raped and killed. Absolutely. Yep. He rides back. He swears it's to get his own stuff, but she swears, "Oh, come on, you're human. You rode back to help me."
Yeah.
They kill everybody that was going to rape and kill her, except one dude who they string up in this kind of elaborate, like, rope horse bucket of water thing, right?
Yep.
And he gives the word to, like, let the horse decide, like, that she can let the horse go. That is not what she stands there, backs the horse up 4 steps, drowns the man, and then walks off.
Yeah.
And like, it is a great, like, she has a hard time doing it, but she does it.
Yeah.
No one asks her to. And like, you can see it's a moment where like this lady who is preparing to kill a man just realized that she's not as prepped as she thought she was. And she just made a move to be a little more ready, and also to get back at like, fuck these guys.
Yeah.
But the look on the guy's face, like on her now companion's face of like, huh. Okay.
Yeah, there's a thing in episode 2, which as far as I got, there's a scene like that where she uses her bow and arrow and puts an arrow through a guy, and there's an element, there's a core of hardness to her that is underneath the sort of genteel English lady, the what the fuck are you doing here, that I think is gonna come out more and more as she's forced to deal with.
Well, and it's in the same way that they're both outsiders. There's both a story of them. Neither one of them is quite what you think they are.
Right.
At first blush. I enjoyed this a lot. Like I said earlier, I generally don't like Westerns. It is a rare exception when a Western knocks my socks off. And this one did knock my socks off. It wasn't like Tulsa King where I went, oh God, I'm going to watch this every week.
Yeah.
But I was shocked. The title credits have a good, bad, and ugly torn paper kind of vibe that's cool. The whole show just kind of feels like Amazon usually feels like a class act. But I was shocked that a lot of people got shot, and there were several good moments in that first episode. Like, I don't have to wait 4 episodes to watch her find her steel or anything.
Yeah, and this is only 6 episodes total, so
yeah, I'm willing to watch more.
I might finish it. I watched 2 episodes. It was solid enough. Except there's a bunch of stuff coming up, so we will see.
Yeah.
We'll see what we see.
This may be something to back pocket though.
Yeah.
If you, like me, have written Amazon Prime off for their original series like mush, yeah, you might keep this one in your back pocket.
Yeah. All right, well, I guess that'll do it for us this week. Thank you to our listeners. Thank you to our patrons. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Les.
Thanks, Randy. Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, dudes.
And reminder, you can go to patreon.com/tvdudes and listen to us talk about a variety of things, sometimes movies, sometimes board games, mostly movies. And until next time,
TV Dudes out! The TV Dudes is an independently run podcast out of Austin, Texas. We are exclusively listener supported. If If you'd like to help us out, go to patreon.com/tvdudes.
You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at TV Dudes. All the music for our show is done by our friend and original TV dude Gregory J. Amani Smith.
To find out more about us, go to thetvdudes.com. I'm Randy Lander.
I'm Les Weiler.
And I'm Kyle Scott.
Thanks for listening.